Defeat in the playoff final at Wembley was a bitter blow for the Rams, and one that still affected them when, just 6 weeks later, another pre-season dawned. Despite the welter of press speculation, there'd been no big summer signings, and of course it was at Barnsley's Oakwell, not Anfield, Highbury or Old Trafford as we'd hoped it might have been, those were just a dream, that the season kicked off.
Very open game so far. Barnsley trying to exert a bit of pressure now. Down the right with Redfern. Looking for the ball into the box. Chasing onto it was Brendan O'Connell. Scrappy defensive cover by Derby. They're putting themselves in problems. Little into the box. Danny Wilson back off the post. There's Ravel. And Barnsley have taken the lead. And Andy Ravel starts his season off in the best way possible. Their coach Danny Wilson nearly in there. Crashes back off the post. And there's Ravel to put it away. That's all Barnsley pressure. He's trying. Oh, that's poor defensive cover there. There's more problems. And Ravel it is again for his second of the afternoon. And again, the Derby County defence totally undone. Nicky Eden getting the ball in to the box. And Andy Ravel with the finish. There's a chance for Pembridge from the free kick. And it's gone underneath Dave Watson. And that's what the travelling supporters in the baseball ground wanted. 22 yards out. Watson really had that covered, or looked to have it covered. Slips under his body. Simpson needs to take it, but it's found Pembridge open, and a good save made by Watson. It might have been going wide anyway, but he got the touch to make absolutely certain. And this time from the other side of the field. Good shot by Pembridge. A good tip away this time by Watson. And for Derby. It's Jerry Taggart getting up above everybody else just to clear. To track down the right. There's Nicky Eden, but Derby keeping possession with Hayward. Hayward taking it to the byline. Anybody in the centre? That's an amazing stop by Watson. Kitson looked to be in there for the equaliser for certain. Quite how Watson stopped that, I don't know. I doubt if he does either. For the cross from the byline, there's Kitson. Syrian open goal. And Watson just managed to smother it. Amazing stuff.
Not the start any of us would have wished for. It was followed by a 0-0 draw in our first home game against Luton, defeat at Ancona in the Anglo-Italian Cup, and then on to Millwall.
Kerr looking for Goodman inside the box, and right in place in the right position was Alex Ray, who skinned the Derby defence. No problems here for the Derby defence, still bobbling around and finally put away by John Kerr. Has been involved in all the good efforts and the good moves in the game so far. Corner floated in, Taylor can't claim it, but it is claimed by John Kerr, who's on hand again. Second of the game for him. Derby can put a bit of pressure on. Here's a great chance now for Martin Cool. Can he keep his cool? He can. And slots it past Casey Keller. Again, Millwall on the rampage with Goodman. Twisting, turning, working his way in. He's done well. He needs to supply somebody. That somebody is John Kerr again. His third of the game. 4-1 Millwall.
A 1-0 defeat at Middlesbrough ensured that we ended the month with just 1 point from 4 league games and at the bottom of the table. How were the mighty fallen? But there was a brighter start to September. Our first victory in the home game against Grimsby. And what a start with a goal after only 62 seconds.
Derby putting on a bit of pressure. Good ball into the box. Up there was Paul Simpson. He'll come back out for Gary Charles. A rocket! Absolute rocket from Gary Charles. Right-hand corner of the net, and the goalie, Paul Crichton, stood absolutely no chance at all. And you would have thought from that angle perhaps it would have been better to play the ball back into the centre of the box, but no. Crashes it in, right-footed. But Derby on the board early. Pembridge, centering cross looking for Steve Hodge. That's having problems clearing. It's Gordon Cowans, left-footed. Good stop at the second attempt by Paul Crichton, got his body behind it. There's a fair amount of pace in that. He was swerving as well in the air. Brian just bringing it into his body, and very grateful to do that, it seemed. It's long clearance again, putting pressure on the Grimsby defence. Centering ball looking for Sturridge, and he wasn't that far wide of the mark. Very close to the second goal for Derby. Just swiveled, laid it off, and then crashed into the boards behind. Down from Darren Wassell. It's fallen loose again. Lovely ball through to Sturridge. Sturridge's got some time to pick his spot. That's body picked wide of the target. Paul Crichton had to guess where he was going to put it. Guessed quite well. I think probably had it covered anyway if it got slightly inside. A lot of room to manoeuvre down the centre there for Paul Simpson. Finds Gary Charles in loads of space down the right as well. Now what's he going to do with it? Left-footed into the heart of the box. Again, they're just standing back. Corker from Pembridge, his second goal of the year in league competition. And he made that look quite easy. It wasn't. It's a long way up, all of what, 20-25 yards. Lifts the ball over Paul Crichton. And Derby in control of this match for certain. Down the right by Sturridge. Sturridge again, putting a lot of pressure. He might be in here for number 3. Good stop made by Crichton. It had to be, because his defence didn't give him an awful lot of cover. And Sturridge right in there. It was a case of this is far too casual and far too easy. And Sturridge says, thank you very much. I'll take advantage of that, and he very nearly did. The rare forays upfield here for Grimsby. Clive Mendonca was a dangerous man. Try and keep tabs on him if they can in this game. Croft. Agnew. Ooh, that's a nasty one, and there is Mendonca to put it away. That was a nasty, bouncing, bobbling ball for Taylor to have to deal with, and he couldn't. Mendonca could.
The win was followed up with the demolition of Cesena in our first Anglo-Italian game at the baseball ground. A pity that only just over 2,000 were there to see the Rams knock in 6.
Gavidini spreads the ball out to Gary Charles. Derby finding their football. He sent it out to Hodge. Hodge with a shot and a goal. Dead-eye beat there, Steve Hodge. In 7 minutes, puts Derby County 1-0 ahead. Derby played some good approach work there. It's Derby County. Got Kitson clearing it back, and Nicholson in hard. Finds Gavidini. Spreads it out to Simpson on the Derby left. Simpson with the cross. Kitson, and it's there. Lovely goal by Kitson. All made by the interception by Nicholson, heading the ball out. And Simpson with the cross. And Kitson with the deft header into the far post. And it's there. Paul Kitson with his second goal in 28 minutes. Derby County 3, AC Cesena 0. Simpson flicking it in. Sturridge heads on. And that's a hat-trick for Kitson. Hat-trick for Kitson in 31 minutes. Thorn Counts. And that's Shea Nicholson. Shea before his shot, but then transferring it out to the left to Paul Simpson, faced by Teodarani. Gets a cross in. And there it is, Steve Hodges' second goal. Coming in 37 minutes. It's 5. So that's 3 for Paul Kitson, 2 for Steve Hodge. Short, looking for options, decides to advance himself. And it's now Shane Nicholson. Paul Simpson. That's a good cross in. And a great header by Kitson. Goalkeeper almost saved it. But Kitson gets his 4th goal in 71 minutes. Teodarani. Put it out by Short. And to Mense. Plays it in to the left. And that's a goal for Ambrosini. Coming in 79 minutes.
That performance boosted confidence in the dressing room, and a creditable 1-1 draw was notched up at Swindon with another goal from Paul Kitson.
Tries the shot! Oh, what a superb goal by Kitson! Brilliant equaliser!
Then the Rams passed another milestone in the season with our first away win at Bristol City.
Chance for Kitson's arriving. He's open. Nobody's going to stop him. Side foots it in. The easiest of chances taken with aplomb. Now Kitson causing no end of problems for the Bristol City defence. Back to Gabbiadini. Gabbiadini has seen Carsley open and Carsley scores out of the body of the goalkeeper, and that was so easy for Derby.
Lee Carsley's goal earned him a place in the lineup for the home game against Oldham, and the manager's judgment was again rewarded.
Gabbiadini not considered to be interfering with play. There was appeals for offside there by Oldham. Derby playing good football. Williams, good beautiful ball through to Carsley, and Carsley scores! Lee Carsley took that beautifully. The 20-year-old Birmingham-born Derby County midfielder found space and accepted that ball beautifully and drilled it past John Hallway. Now it's forward, but that's going to be Hallworth's all the way. And Hallworth. Holden and Forsyth going forward, but it's McCarthy for Haller. Haller looking for the penalty. Obvious with this referee. Obvious with this referee that would be a penalty. McCarthy, no trouble at all. Farland, Billy McEwen and Gordon Guthrie as this cross comes over. And it's there! Great shot! Great shot! Well, great reply by Derby there. And they are making the substitution now.
A 3-1 reverse in the Coca-Cola Cup at Reading came next, but we were back on form for the visit of Stoke City towards the end of the month.
You will not see an easier chance than that for Steve Hodge to give Derby the lead. He's lethal from a foot out. What a mess for Stoke though.
Well, it's a good ball in. Poor defending there from Wallace. Gives short the chance. Hodge can't believe it. He's always there though, isn't he? That's the reason why he gets so many goals. You can say it's luck, but he just seems to be in the right position at the right time. The header comes back off the post, straight to Hodge. One touch, second touch in the back of the net.
Here's Pembridge going forward. It's a great ball to Gabbiadini. Still Gabbiadini. That's a superb goal. Seven minutes to half time, and Marco Gabbiadini shows his striker's instinct.
Great build-up play once again. Pembridge takes possession of the ball as Gabbiadini lays it off. Uses pace. Dreyer tries to get a tackle in. And a cool finish. Once again, you saw the importance there of a player with good pace and using it to his advantage. Pembridge was involved. Good 1-2. It puts Derby really in the driving seat now at 2-0.
Charles. Cowans. Parks. I think that's his first touch since he came on, and it's not a bad one, is it? Oh, it's gone over the goalkeeper! My goal, says Gary Charles. You must be joking, says John Harkes. Well, if I was John Harkes, I wouldn't be too pleased with Gary Charles. That was going in, and he's stolen his goal from him. But Derby aren't complaining. It's 3-0 and 3 points.
A terrible mistake, isn't it? But it's definitely Gary Charles' goal.
A 2-0 second-leg Coca-Cola Cup victory over Reading completed the month. 13 points from a possible 15 in September took us from the bottom to the top 10, but there were clouds on the horizon. Paul Kitson, a prolific scorer in the first weeks of the season, had played his last game from the Rams and was soon on his way to Newcastle. And injuries were causing concern. We lost 1-0 at Bolton without Johnson and Gabbiadini, and neither was fit for the home game against Watford.
A goal. The goal has come for Watford as the ball hung about. I'll be throwing men forward now. Cambridge's kick. And it's there! Stevie Hodge gets his head to that one, and Derby County are level in 72 minutes.
A fourth goal for Hodge in his brief Derby career. He too would be gone before the next home game, preferring Premiership football at QPR to McFarlane's offer to make his stay at the baseball ground permanent. And worse was to come. A broken leg sustained in the 1-0 defeat at Southend deprived us of the services of Martin Taylor, voted Player of the Season last term, and Mark Pembridge suffered a bad knock in the same game. A 0-0 draw at Notts County intervened before our next home fixture against Charlton.
Cowan's reading it and then losing control and putting Charlton back in possession, but it's short now for Derby County. Bad pass to Williams, and it's David White engineering the chance. This is to Kim Grant, and Kim Grant scores. Kim Grant scores in the 8th minute, and Charlton, who've done nearly all the pressing in this game so far, take the lead in 7 minutes. Kim Grant, the scorer. Drake short up for this one. Carsley, Wassell and Charles remain back. This is Keith Jones pumping it forward. Carsley and Wassell attacking that one, and by Short. Short again. And it's a goal! Craig Short hammers it into the corner from fully 25 yards. A superb effort by Craig Short. Almost beaten by the bounce, but does well to Cowans. This is Gary Charles. Good steady play there. Gabbiadini looking for and finding Carsley. Good header there. It's Gary Charles. Gary Charles are too far ahead of him. He showed too much of the ball to Michael Mann, who made a good stop. Throwing to Charlton Athletic. And a good break by Derby County. Simpson prepares to drift this across. In goes Short again. It's there! No goal. No goal. Foul on the defender who's seated. Short. Dominant game again by Short. It's Paul Williams for Derby County. Carsley on the right now. Carsley with the cross, too near the keeper again. It's there though. Tommy Johnson on the hour. Tommy Johnson with his first goal of the season. Give him a 2-goal cushion. Phil Chappell holding the ball up well, finding Keith Jones. Keith Jones with the cross. Good header. Superb header by Kim Grant for his second goal. People stood off Keith Jones, and nobody marked Kim Grant, and he sent in a lovely glancing header into the Derby net. Simpson. Gabbiadini tries to turn. It's a shot in, but straight at goalkeeper man. Good turn by Gabbiadini. Got round Rufus, but the angle was very tight, and the man was guarding that near post. It's Lee Carsley. Gary Charles hurtling outside him. Charles, can they get the cross in? Good one. And that was Williams and Gabbiadini. Just wide. 93 minutes on the clock. Can't be a lot more time left.
October had been as bad as September was good, and the Rams were back in the basement of the First Division. Johnson and Gabbiadini were now back in the side, but Marco's goal against Reading was not enough for a point.
Taylor's done all the hard work down the right, goes for the shot himself. Steve Sutton can only parry it out to Taylor, and Reading are in front. looking for Simpson. Yeah, ready defence at 6s and 7s. Near chance of Craig Short. There may be a chance to have a Gabbiadini. And a great deal of swerve on that shot. Quickly taken free kick. Here's Gilks. Oh, that's a screamer. And nothing Steve Sutton could do about that.
A single goal for Derby also at Portsmouth, but this time it was enough for all 3 points.
Decent shot. What a fantastic goal out of absolutely nothing. Derby County have stung Portsmouth here. A terrific strike. Well, Paul Simpson furrowed forward and then hit a tremendous strike.
Sheffield United next. The ex-Premiership side had found the First Division anything but easy going, but they got the better of us.
Starbuck's done well here, and the cross, not a bad one, and clips the top of the bar, surely forced through by Nathan Blake. Sheffield United ahead, and Derby's defence standing around and watching. When the ball came in from Starbuck, it clipped the top of the Derby crossbar. It then landed on top of the bar a second time. Nathan Blake didn't wait before he pounced as it fell on the line. Long thrown for Sheffield United. They've Blake inside that penalty area. It comes back here for Whitehouse. What a super strike from Dave Whitehouse, and you will not see a better one all season. Fabulous goal from Whitehouse. He's a skillful player. He's got a venomous left boot, and when he struck this one after the ball bobbled down to him from Nathan Blake, it was destined for one place, and that was the corner of Steve Sutton's net. Cowans was quickest to react, and now Cool. Sheffield United slow to react there, and the keeper Mercer's well off his line, and that's got to be a penalty, surely. Has to be a penalty. Billy Mercer took his man, although Mercer is furious with Carsley, who holds his arms out and says, "What have I done wrong?" Mercer came tearing out of goal with little hope, I felt, of getting to the ball. So can Mercer make up for his indiscretion? No, he can't. Simpson scores, and Derby are back in the game at 2-1. An unfortunate moment for Mercer on his debut. Simpson took it very coolly.
3 days later came the last group game of the Anglo-Italian Cup.
Sturridge, ball into the box from Nicholson, still bouncing around, great chance on the turn, and it's put away by Johnson. Tommy Johnson finds his scoring boots against Udinese. Ball played into the box by Nicholson. Stallard going for it on the turn though, Johnson puts it away. From Nicholson. Cool. Nice ball into the box, and again Stallard causing problems, and Stallard scores again. He's in good goal poaching mood at the moment with the team, and that puts his name on the scoreboard. Puts Derby 2-0 up in this game. There wasn't much of an angle there. And up by Charles. Oh, that's a rocket. Well, they're celebrating already, the Italian fans. Not much to celebrate though, they're still behind. Finding it hard to defend against Johnson. And Tommy Johnson doesn't need a second invitation from that sort of range. It's the ball looped over, left-footed, cracked into the back of the net.
That form continued in the league with a victory over Port Vale.
Shooting chance here and hits it well. Screaming drive from Ray Walker. This Nicholson and this Simpson. 4 in the middle weight. Simpson eventually delivers a cross ball in. It's Stallard's header. Oh, met ferociously. What a cracking strike from Tommy Johnson. Well, he's been missing goals left, right and centre in recent weeks, but the 2 he got in midweek against Udinese have obviously lifted his morale. And what a cracking left-footed shot from Tommy Johnson. Here's Harks, and looks for the ball over top for Johnson. He's onside. Could this be number 2? Johnson tries his luck. A foot wide. Dean Glover. Foyle. Some space now for Porter to try his luck. Oh, off the upright. You can't get more unlucky than that. And Andy Porter there shakes his head. What an excellent strike it was. And Steve Sutton's goal survives. And Harkes it is now who should clear for Derby. Oh, and he's played it against the defender, and Foyle could get an equaliser. And nearly a calamitous mistake by John Harkes, who's getting a right rollicking from some of his teammates there. Hit the ball straight against one of the Port Vale men. It rebounded into the path of Martin Foyle, who could well have equalised. Dean Glover must lend his support here, coming forward. Plenty of men in the middle for Port Vale. But there's a chance of a break here, and they're 2 against 2. As Stallard goes on, Johnson is far side. Stallard could do it all himself. Squares it for Johnson, 2-0. It worked out perfectly. So unselfish, Mark Stallard. 2 goals for the second time in the week for Tommy Johnson. The break was always on. It was led by Stallard. And he went 30 yards and then put it on a plate for Tommy Johnson.
The new Molineux Stadium was the backdrop for our next outing, and it was another virtuoso performance from Johnson, this time with Mark Stallard in supporting role.
In the 15th minute.
Well, when you consider some of the play we've had, that's an ugly ball. Rankin's having to hesitate. The ball's not come down for him. Full marks of Simpson. He's got a good little nick on it. He's came in there and anticipated. He kept the defender under pressure. And all credit to Tommy Johnson. He's looked lively. Missed one good chance. But, I mean, that's a lad scoring goals. Doesn't look.
5 goals in 3 games now for Tommy Johnson, the player who misses them as well as scores them. Harkes.
That was a bit unnecessary from Johnny Harkes there. I think all he needed to do was just play it down the sides there, and he got Stallard up ahead of him.
Terrific challenge then by Shaw to win it back for Derby, and a clever ball from Johnson to Simpson, and he slips it back, and here's another chance for Derby. Stallard, brilliant goal, absolutely brilliant goal, and it's his first ever in the league for Derby County, and it's given them a 2-0 lead.
You've said it in a word, Alan. Brilliant. Brilliant. From the moment they won the ball back, Paul Simpson measures his pass beautifully to Tommy Johnson. Good time run, and look at this for a selection. What a spot that is. What a beautiful header, what a beautiful ball, what a beautiful piece of play from Simpson. I mean, those are goals, they for me are brilliant goals. Everybody's executed his job right. I think Wolves are looking for a touch offside there maybe on Simpson, but I mean, he's not interfering. I mean, that would be petty. That is a magnificent piece of football. Look at that. Pick that one out.
November ended with the disappointment of ejection from the Coca-Cola Cup at Swindon, but the 2 league wins had lifted us back to 11th in the table. December got underway with a couple of goalless draws against Notts County and Luton. Then we entertained Barnsley. Craig Short began a 2-match suspension, but wasn't missed. Revenge for the defeat on the opening day was sweet.
Stallard with the cross. Johnson. Hart. Good attack by Derby. Good play by Stallard. Stuck to the task against Big Jerry Taggart. Good ball here. This is Andy Payton. He's got Liddell to the left. He's tackled out of it, and it's Cool, who with Williams stopped Payton there. This is Kavanagh for Derby. Good play by Hart. Stallard. Stallard. Unlucky Stallard there. Showed confidence enough. I mean, seeing his first shot blocked. Knocked on by Payton. Picked up by Williams. This is Carsley. Stallard. Back to Forsyth. That's woken up the crowd. Forsyth in. Simpson. Brilliant save by Butler. A brilliant save. Good move by Derby. Forsyth very much involved. Good shot on the turn by Johnson, but Butler got his angles right. In a game which is a little bit more easy to see where Barnes are going to score than Derby. Johnson tricks himself. And goal! 68 minutes. A Tommy Johnson special. Down the touchline. Fair-haired pair of Gabbiadini and Trollope. Paul Trollope, of course, the son of the long-serving Swindon Town fullback John Trollope, and of course now on the coaching stuff at the county ground. As Simpson breaks forward for Derby. Simpson looking to curl one. Not far. A goal for Paul Simpson will be very welcome, not only for Derby County, but for Simpson himself.
Christmas, we hope, was happy for everyone, but Boxing Day was a bleak one for Rams fans, losing 3-1 at Tranmere.
Nevin now attacking Simpson. Crosses right footed, looking for Malcolm. Thomas picks the loose ball up to O'Brien. O'Brien now to Nevin in field. Nevin does well. Plays the ball forward for Kenny Irons. There's a chance for Tranmere. Is that a penalty? The referee has awarded a penalty to Tranmere Rovers. The foul on Kenny Irons to put Tranmere 2-0 up here at Prenton Park. Nevin against Sutton. Nevin now from the penalty spot. Sutton has saved it. That's a brilliant save from Steve Sutton. That could have kept his side well and truly in the game. Sutton tells his players to get out the area. Nevin missed the penalty for Rovers. Gary Charles past the halfway line. To Harps. Good challenge by John McGreal. Ball still. The Derby County player. Hull, the shot at goal, and that's the equaliser. Tommy Johnson has equalised for Derby County. As the stewards try and push the Derby County fans away, Tommy Johnson has been mobbed. A nice turn and shot to beat Eric Nixon's diving left hand. It's 1-1 here at Prenton Park. Being caught in possession, does well Pat Nevin. The ball's with Tony Thomas now. Plays the ball forward for Morrissey. Does well Morrissey. To Irons, who's free on this right-hand side. Needs a good cross. Plays the ball in. Sutton coming forward. Is that the second goal? Yes, it is. Chris Malkin has made amends for a terrible challenge. Morrissey now taking his time. Looking to get to the byline. Crosses right-footed. Looking for Jones. Jones with the layback. Irons surely off the line. That's Chris Malkin's hat-trick. He has scored. Or is it Gary Jones?
The Christmas sales were now on. Gary Charles returned to the side had been a brief one. He and Martin Cool played their last for Derby in the Tranmere game. Tommy Johnson had one more outing for the club at Roker Park. Sunderland took an early lead, but Johnson wiped it out with this equaliser. His final goal on the last day of the year was a fitting end to a great career with the Rams. Derby started the new year in 15th place. It was time for some resolutions. McFarland had already brought in Paul Trollope from Torquay, but said he wouldn't be rushed into signing for signing's sake. His priority was the long-term development of his squad. Trollope soon repaid the manager's confidence. The first game of the year was at home against West Brom.
Changing the direction of play very well indeed. Comes into Hamilton. Good tackle. Bradley now. Play the ball out to Kevin Donovan. Good sack by West Brom this. And it's the goal! A deflected goal, but it's there. Stallone back to Trollope. Trollope to Simpson. Trollope again. Stallone! Oh, dear me! In the midway point of this first half, Derby County 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. Quarter of the game gone. Simpson, Stallard rides the tackle from Bradley well. Through to Simpson. Promoted on by Kavanagh. It's out. And into Harks. Rack down to Harks again. This is Kavanagh. And the cross.
And it's a goal. Paul Trollope.
The 16,035 who saw that game were the baseball ground's biggest crowd of the season to date, but there were almost twice as many at Goodison Park for the opening of our FA Cup campaign. Sadly, it was also the closure of the campaign as the Rams went out 1-0 to Everton, the first step on a road which would take them to Wembley and a famous cup final victory. The season had started out with talk of Derby County leaving the baseball ground for a new leisure and athletics complex on the edge of town. Now the directors reversed their policy, committing the club to redevelop the baseball ground by the start of the 1996 season as a world-class 26,000-seat stadium.
Danger here as White makes his way into the box. That's a lovely finish. Not from a Derby point of view, but the home fans of the Valley are happy with that. Throw it to the heart of the box, hoping that Craig Short might get on the end of it. Nodded back in by Carsley. Here's Short. Well, he went the right way. But a good finish again by Short, making sure he gave that everything he could. In fact, a touch as well by Salmon as it went into the back of the net. Another Charlton corner. Floats into the heart of the box. Having difficulty getting this clear. Problems. Pardew! Bicycle kick. Acrobatic stuff from Charlton inside the 6-yard area. And that puts them back in front again. Charlton making all the running at the moment. There's problems everywhere. Leeburn. They back off now. Here's Bennett. Looking for the man inside the box. Just holds it up. Takes the shot. And Robson did well at full stretch when it looked to be going wide of him, just to slot it home past Steve Sutton. Derby free kick. Gabbiadini's up there. Gabbiadini finishes it off. Didn't need any help from anybody else. Set his sights. And Gabbiadini brings Derby back into the match. Sutton with the goal kick, and it's a very long kick as well. Causing problems for the Charlton defence. Gabbiadini's in here now. He's got support arrived from Stallard. Stallard one-on-one with the keeper. Sends him the wrong way. Salmon commits himself. Stallard says, thank you. I'll take that opportunity, and does. Goalie had to commit himself. Probably a little bit too early. And Stallard there with the finish. Mark Stallard again. Gabbiadini, these two are working well in harness in this game. Now, has Gabbiadini got the legs? Could try and work his way. He's got two defenders around him. Doesn't matter. No problems at all for Gabbiadini. His second of the game. And Derby lead 4-3. And what skill by the number 10.
The Rams had already been on the right end of 1-0 results against Pompey in the league and Coca-Cola Cup. Now on home ground for the first time, they did 3 times as well.
Guy Butters clear and Simpson! He's done it again. He makes a habit of scoring goals against Portsmouth. And this one has come in the first 2 minutes of the second half to give Derby the lead.
Well, that's just the tonic Derby needed, but when you look at him, it's just a little glance, and the guy's got a great left foot. Simpson has a superb left foot. I mean, it doesn't look a great deal of danger on there, but they're aided and abetted very much by Guy Butters' little nick over it, the other 2 defenders in his side.
Quarter of an hour to go. Derby 1, Portsmouth 0. And a free kick, a foul by Pethick on Simpson. Knight lining up a 4-man defensive wall. Simpson with a goal! What about that? It's been a match that has been largely devoid of quality, but you won't see a better free kick than that, even in the Premiership.
I've seen him do something similar to that before, but I mean, it's well executed. I don't think Alan Knight will be happy with that. I think Alan Knight will feel that once he's got there, he might have done something more about that. I mean, full marks, how he's managed to squeeze that in. Virtually run along the side of the net. Great delivery. Goalkeeper won't be happy with that one.
Well, he would have enjoyed it. and so did all the other Derby fans. Paul Simpson gets the prize then, and he's got the 2 goals, and it looks as though Derby will get the 3 points. And they're steaming forward again here. Gabbiadini, Simpson, hat-trick thoughts?
Well, he's definitely getting it now.
I was about to say, if he wasn't man of the match 30 seconds ago, he is now, all right. And what a good finish again.
Yeah, that's a good strong run from Snellard. Good awareness there. Good awareness that he's unmarked. And all right, the keeper's shown him enough of the goal, and he's placed him at the only spot he could score. So Gabbiadini's measured him in, sets himself up with his first touch. And that's the only place he could have put that ball to have got a goal, and it's spot on in there.
So, in the space of a minute, Paul Simpson is elected man of the match and completes his hat-trick. And the incredible thing is, that's 5 goals he scored now this season, Simpson. 1 of them from the penalty spot, as I mentioned earlier, and the other 4 all against Portsmouth.
The win took us to 9th place, our highest since September, and into contention for a playoff position. We stayed at home for a visit from Sheffield United. Sadly, we were a little too hospitable and allowed the Blades more than their share of the points.
Forward by Mitch Ward. Oh, the bounce has fooled the keeper. Viet's got a chance, and that's the 1-goal lead. Very early on, Carl Viet ran on there to a lost cause. You really would never feel you're going to get that, but the bounce got the wrong side of the keeper, and he squeezes it in from an acute angle. It's rolled short for Williams. Williams bludgeons it, and that's unlucky for Mercer. Billy Mercer in for Alan Kelly this afternoon. Got a touch on that, and I think it deflected in off the post in his body. Bad luck. 1-1. Mercer. Good jump by Flo. Moves out to the left wing. Whitehouse is shaping the drive one. What a goal! 2 on the Blades. And that was some strike. I mean, he's hit that as firm and true as you could ever wish. Derby at the other end. Oh, and that's going to be 2-2. Mercer caught in 2 minds and driven in at the far post. Just thought about coming and then didn't get the full distance, and it was struck nicely. So 2-2 in anybody's game at this stage, and on a sticky pitch, bouncing areas, anything can happen, but Mercer keeps the deficit down from Gabbiadini. Had a goal written all over it, but that's a great stop by Billy Mercer. Had a bit of bad luck in this game, Mercer, but that makes up for it, everything. Or at the other end, Viet's in there. First stop saved, he's sitting down but scores. He was crouching low, but he managed to scramble it in, and that could well be the goal that gets United all 3 points. Viet second, and that will do nicely.
1-0 defeats away at Reading and Port Vale put an end to the run, but we were back to our best against Bolton Wanderers at home. It was a debut Lee Mills won't forget.
Now Schneiker's the Dutchman, that's a good alley effort and surely a goal, yes, for McAteer. 48 seconds on the clock and Jason McAteer has given Bolton Wanderers the lead with one of the quickest goals of the season, surely.
That is an amazing start to the game. Bolton get there, Schneiker's on the ball, he strikes it brilliantly with his right foot. Keeper doesn't quite get hold of it, and here he is, McAteer's there to siphon it in. Good following up by the Bolton players, but I'm asking the question, where are the Derby defenders? Nowhere to be seen following that in.
In the last, well, under 10 minutes. Get in there! And suddenly it breaks to Simpson! Oh, it's a goal, but they all count! And that's a particularly important one for Dean Yates. It's his first goal, would you believe, for a very long time. 4 years since he scored a senior goal for Notts County, and what a moment he's chosen to get in here.
Here's the ball, they're all after short there, and Simpson comes in, and there's Yates with that lovely feeling, I've got you. Get in the back of that onion bag. 1-1.
A man who's been out injured for as long as he has. And Mills has done well to take it off Stubbs. He's done brilliantly here. Oh, yes! What a goal by Lee Mills on his debut! That is stunning! 5 minutes to go. Derby might have won it. What a goal by Mills!
Wonderful. He wins the tackle here. Robs his player there, Rob Stubbs. He has 1 touch, 2 touch, looks up and he hammers it. He rifles this ball. A magnificent goal. Wonderful strike, and what a debut that is for this boy. Wonderful, wonderful goal for the boy. Couldn't be happier for him.
Well, this must be a day for the record books.
March got off to an uninspiring start with a 0-0 draw at Stoke before we travelled to Grimsby, where Pembridge scored the winner. Pembridge was back in the side after several months' absence, and what a return that was. Hopes were now high. 6 of the next 8 games will be played at home, starting with Millwall, a great 5-goal game.
And that's Pembridge again. Pembridge again!
And Mark Pembridge puts Derby ahead. Not to be denied, Mark Pembridge with his 2nd goal in 3 games since he returned to the side. And Dean Yates slipping on the very wet surface into touch. Alex Ray back to Van Blurk. Oldfield. Ray with a shot, and it's a goal! Right on half time, Alex Ray equalises. And that goal looked on from the moment that move started. Mills on to Gabbiadini, back to Pembridge. Mills. Witters froze there for a moment. Mills going in. Couldn't get the ball across, unfortunately. Carter doing well there at his near post. But Tony Witter heard something. I think he thought it was a whistle for half time. And for a second stopped and allowed Mills to progress down that right flank. It's now Trollope. Trollope with a shot. That hits the bar as well. Mills' effort comes back. Superb effort by Paul Trollope. Had Carter beaten, all ends up on the half time. But it's Derby County 1, Millwall 1. Field to Ray, back to Van Blurk. It's short, and he finds Ray again. Played by Millwall, but Simpson dashing past Roger Joseph. The ball in for Mills. And although Carter did well to save against Mills, Paul Trollope following up puts the Rams 2-1 up. Play for a Derby throw, quick one. Darren Rack with his first touch. Does well. Rack going for the byline, getting the ball back. And Gabbiadini! Well, Darren Rack made that one. A superb move by the youngster. Getting to the byline. And that, after 7 games without a goal, is Marco Gabbiadini's 50th goal for Derby County. 90 minutes up, we're in injury time now. And it's a goal. Quite how that went in, I don't know. But it's 3-2, right on time.
Burnley were next, and they followed the Lions to the slaughter.
And really a team that Derby should beat. They'll be quite comfortably on the showing so far this season. Ball played in the box. Lee Mills, first time effort, cracks off the crossbar. Excellent effort, wonderful cross into the box too, and there he was. Just missed out Trollope as it came through. Unable to get any movement. Any sort of real passage of play to their advantage. It's Trollope. Played off now. Gabbiadini, what can he do? Gives it to Mark Pembridge, who just skies it over the bar. Good opportunity. Good work again from the left by Derby. And there was Pembridge unmarked. First time effort. Fans behind the goal will tell you exactly how they feel about that. Some Derby pressure. Lee Mills putting himself about, causing problems for the defence. Back in. Let's see what they can do with Gabbiadini. Comes back to him. All played out wide. Here's a chance for Simpson. All along the deck. Just a nasty bobble in front of Marlon Beresford. And Simpson, left-footed, cracks it, bounces just in front of the goalie. Trollope. Try and work it in again from the left. That's where it's been most productive so far. There it goes from Paul Williams. It's a great chance now for Lee Mills. The second or third opportunity of the night that he's had. This one perhaps easier than the others. Goalie just putting him off his stride. Clips off the top of the bar. Oh, Derby pressure. Nothing so far to show for it though. Gabbiadini. Now here's a great chance. What can Trollope do? Quick give and go ball. He's running into the box. Ball flew over top and Mills! No mistake this time. Goalie went left, ball went right. And Lee Mills has had a couple of opportunities in the opening 28 minutes. But this time he puts his stamp of authority on that one. And running in to be absolutely certain was Paul Trollope. Derby lead by a goal to nil. Mills. Rare old battle with Wyn Stanley down the right-hand side, which he wins out on. It's down rack. This ball floats into the box. That's going to cause all sorts of problems. Trollope! Marlon Beresford does the roll. The ball does the rest. Trollope in the heart of the box. And belated work by Beresford to get across to cover. John Harkes with the throw. Gabbiadini. The ball looked like it was initially played too early. That's handball. Steve Davis claims he knew nothing about it. The referee says, well, doesn't matter whether you did or didn't. The verdict is given. Off the arm. Davis helped it on his way. Gabbiadini claims it. Now, can Simpson put it away? Yes, he can. 3-0 Derby. They're running riot. Burnley doing nothing to help their cause. Well slotted home by Simpson. Well, Simpson. John Harkes. Found a bit of room down the left. It's being played at Derby's tempo. Lee Mills. Now he's going to take on two defence. They're backing off him. He'll get the ball across. Chance for the final touch. And it comes in from Marco Gabbiadini, who's done everything but score up to this point in the game. But this time, no mistake in the final minute. All the hard work done by Lee Mills. And there's Gabbiadini just for the easiest of tap-ins. 4-0.
Table-topping Middlesbrough next.
Immediately pressure on the Middlesbrough defence, and there's Lee Mills. He's having a very productive run. Up and under, that's causing problems from Paul Williams. The Middlesbrough defence unable to deal with it. Now Gabbiadini tries to get the ball across. That's a lovely finish by Lee Mills. He's in prime form right now, whether with the foot or the head. 2-0 to Derby. Let's give it away again. Gabbiadini chasing into the box is Mark Pembridge. Lovely finish. Didn't even think about it. Trying to put a pressure on it. A little bit of hesitancy and indecision here. Chance for Pollock perhaps to unlock the door. Fuchs! And the German finds the way into the penalty area. It's sloppy defending by Derby. Henry. Good chance now for Pollock. And he doesn't miss those. Has anyone given that much time and space? Gabbiadini. Twist, turn. It's got the Middlesbrough defence run ragged. Oh, that's a lovely finish. You won't want to see a better goal than that.
Roy McFarlane described Gabbiadini's strike as the goal of the game and probably the goal of the season. There was certainly plenty to choose from. The Rams had scored a dozen in their last 4 games and added 3 more against Swindon Town.
Straight away, there's controversy because Swindon have given away a penalty. Adrian Vivash doesn't think he has. Craig Short is absolutely determined to make sure the referee doesn't in any way, shape or form change his mind on that one. But Vivash will continue his protest. Been told to shut his mouth by the referee. I think he's going to do that. It was the Harks throw that put the Swindon Town defence all sorts of bother. The real villain of the piece was Adrian Vivash. I think it's too much doubt from that replay that he certainly did touch the ball with his arm. It was ball to arm or arm to ball. It's perhaps the question mark there, but there's no question about who's going to take the penalty for Derby County, or the man who's going to have to try and stop him. Fraser Digby between the pipes against Simpson. That's about just about the right place for putting a penalty. The goal is going to go one way or the other. Dead centre and high. Very difficult to stop. And Simpson does just that. A good start for Derby. Even though Roy McFarlane shows little sign of emotion on his face. Absolutely perfect. Digby guessed left. So Simpson goes right down the middle. Trying to get a bit of leverage there, John Harks. Again into the heart of the box. On the turn, Lee Mills clears the bar by quite some way, but that was instinctive stuff. On the turn. When those go in, they look spectacular. When they go over, they don't look quite as impressive. Shielded there by Vivash and just launching it over the top of the bar. Digby unhappy with his defence. Vivash still thinking about the penalty he gave away, which has put Derby in front by a 1-0. Now Swindon have a corner. Taken by Joey Beecham. Into the heart of the box. Oh, that's terrible defending by Derby. But a great finish by Vivash, who's, well, got an unusual run to say the least. Maybe that's his own way of celebrating the goal that ties it up. We're trying to win those aerial battles in midfield, exceeding to a certain extent. Lofted forward for Gabbiadini to go on the chase. Now if he can control it, he's got Mills arriving in the centre. Mills, great chance! Oh, how did he miss? How did he miss that with the goal exposed? Well, virtually the whole expanse of the goal open there for Lee Mills to slot it home. Instead, he got it underneath his instep, and over it went. Again, all the hard work done by Gabbiadini. Cut it back into the box. Missed out Sean Taylor, and over it went from Lee Mills. Might well put his hands up to his head. Harks putting a bit of acceleration into this move. Quite a few Derby players forward. Defense is, well, that was Williams rocketing one in from long range. Perhaps it might have been better served to give it to the white shirts in and around the box, but Williams from a good, 30 yards out, decided, well, I'll have a go at this. Smile all over his face tells you it's probably more than that. It's probably more like 35 by the time he got hold of it. So he did get hold of it quite well, but not low enough to cause any problems. Pembridge is in the whole width of this baseball ground pitch at the moment. Gabbiadini tries to work his way in. Oh, that's a wonderful shot. I think Fraser Digby got a piece of that because it looked to be heading for the top left-hand corner of his net. Another cracking shot by Gabbiadini, who managed to all off the challenge of Vivash and Andrew Todd as well. And he did. Superb stop by Digby. Again, it's Derby, and calling for it is Paul Trollope. He's open, nobody anywhere near him. Gabbiadini, though, will try and work his way into the box. He's unceremoniously brought to the deck. And that will be a free kick, and a few heated words being exchanged. There's a bit of fire in the belly, I think, on both sides at the moment. It's a two-footed lunge, just catching Gabbiadini. bounces off the turf. There's a word with the referee. It's probably more the other way around. The referee wanted to have a word with him. He's now satisfied. He can go back to his rightful position. Digby just trying to set the wall. Williams standing over the ball. It's going to be Pembridge. The wall's still not quite sorted yet. Pembridge, yes! I think Digby will find did just about everything right in terms of trying to get his position right. His wall didn't position itself accurately enough. Digby just advancing off his line by a couple of yards, trying to narrow the angles down still further. And Mark Pembridge makes no mistake whatsoever. Real bullet this was, and the wall just opened up, got a bit of a deflection en route, and that wrong-footed Digby. The positioning perfect from Pembridge's point of view. Harkes looking for the neat layoff back again, but they've lost possession. Swindon trying to make something happen, but they've lost it again. That's good work by Craig Short. He's battling his way through. He's got Mills to his left, got Simpson as well, went for the shot, and Digby had it pretty well covered. A couple of white-shirted players inside the penalty area might have had a better chance of putting that one away, but Short thought he'd go for the shooting option. He'd done all the hard work up to that stage and just wanted to put the gilt on the gingerbread. A couple of steps, right-footed. Digby parries it away. So, a corner for Derby. Short, it's loose. Oh, and Dean Yates finding himself in the rather unaccustomed position of goal scorer, potential goal scorer from that position. Just twisting on a sixpence inside the penalty area, and has to be an instinctive shot in that sort of occasion. It was. He just couldn't keep it down from, what, 8 yards out, on the turn, on the spin, over the intersection of post and bar. Swindon again looking for Fjortov to take up position inside the penalty area. Not really posing too much threat or danger for Derby at this stage. This man is, though, in the other direction. Marco Gabbiadini, held off by Vivash, tries to get round Vivash again. There's been a double attack, really, by Todd and Vivash. Now Mills! Chance of him. Oh, that's superb. The Derby bench rejoice. Lee Mills does likewise. Although it got a bit of assistance from the foot of the post, it deserved what it got in the end. Lovely shot from Lee Mills. Good work again by Gabbiadini. Managed to somehow get round Todd and Vivash. Ball away. Slotted nicely into the path of Lee Mills. Bang. Again for another angle. Well, they really stood off him, didn't they? It's a lovely finish. Ryan McFarlane should be a happy man. The work is done. 3-1. Derby lead. And that's the end of the game. But again, for everybody to savour, Pembridge, Mills and Simpson. This man missed out, but created most of the chances.
The 5 consecutive victories were our best run of the season, but the month ended with a 1-0 defeat at Oldham, and that kept us in 8th place. It's certainly tough at the top. Meanwhile, transfer deadline came and went. The directors resisted the lure of Everton's cash and opted to keep Craig Short, but suspension meant he was absent from the starting lineup against relegation strugglers Bristol City.
Chase on, this will be a good battle afternoon between Shale and Gabbiadini, but he gets the better of him and the goalie this time. Keith Welsh falls to the floor, Mark Shale losing his footing, and Gabbiadini, those thwarted at the first attempt, gets in for the second, left-footed, and Derby in the lead. These whipped in corners from the right. Just tend to cause a lot of havoc. Williams, flying header. That'll give him great pleasure. He's come very close to scoring a few times of late. And that one will really give him one to look back on with great affection and fondness. The long kick. Not long enough because it's come back with interest from Bristol City, and here's a chance for Wayne Allison. And despite the close attention of Darren Wassell, Wayne Allison scores and puts Bristol City on the board. There's room to move in midfield at the moment. Plenty of players all clustered together. Now, substitute Darren Rack with a chance. Oh, he takes it well. Keith Welsh won't be too happy with that. No marking, very little cover, very little defending. But a lovely finish by Darren Rack. Set himself up nicely, saw it coming, positioned himself. That's great positioning.
Sunderland were another team looking for a way out of the relegation trap. Short's continued absence and injury worries meant changes to the normal lineup and a chance for McFarlane's only deadline day acquisition, Chris Bowden, who came on as sub. Sadly, a below-par Rams performance, coupled with determined Sunderland defending, saw all 3 points go back to Wearside. 16,000 packed the ground for the visit of Wolves, and none can have gone home disappointed, though we certainly couldn't afford to share the points with a top 5 side.
Wolves trying to put a counter-attack together. They might just succeed here as well. Problems for Derby straight away. Don Goodman is the man. You can't give him that sort of time or space, so you can't give him a second look in. As Derby were trying to mount something in the other direction, Wolves caught them on the counter-attack. And that's Goodman's goal. It was well taken. The defence didn't quite give the cover. First time poked with the two end of the right boot. Past Russell Holt. And Wolves take the lead. Quickly taken throw, trying to put pressure on, taken too quickly from the Derby point of view. Well won back though by Paul Trollope. And here's a chance for Derby to make something happen. Now, the referee's going to give it. Well, the Wolves players, the Wolves fans are up in arms. But the referee had absolutely no doubt. The man to watch out for here is number 5, Law. And what does happen in this collision with Lee Mills? Well, it certainly did hit his arm. I think a bit harsh, that call made by the referee. Peter Shirtliff, the captain of Wolves, certainly thinks so. It doesn't really matter what he thinks, because the die is cast, the decision has been taken, and the penalty will shortly be taken. Shirtliff, after having a few words, has decided to call an end to his protest, and the penalty will be taken. So a chance for Derby to put themselves back on level terms. That's that earlier goal from Don Goodman. And as always, it's Paul Simpson who'll stride up to take the penalty for Derby. Left-footed, a bit of help needed off the post. Perhaps the best penalties ever taken, or the one with the most precision, but the end result is still the same. And Paul Simpson puts Derby on level terms. Struck it well enough. A bit of help from the metalwork to take it in, but it's 1-1. Knox. Simpson chased down the left. The ever-willing runner is Lee Mills, flanked by Shirtliff. Mills coming to the picture is Simpson. Gabbiadini. Gabbiadini looks up. He's got quite a few defenders to get round. Doesn't need to worry about that. Why go the hard way and go the long route when you can do it all in a flash? And that's another Gabbiadini special. He's so good about positioning himself on the edge of the box and getting the shot away first time. And again, men all around him got it away. A parry from the goalie, but just helped it on its way into the back of the net. That's Gabbiadini at his best, holding off Richards, just off the arm of Stoll. They're on by Gabbiadini, chase on by Mills, and cleared back towards halfway. Be won back again by Derby County. The little back heel, great chance, in comes the shot and the finish as well. And Simpson does it again. Already scored from the penalty spot, this time from open play. Something for the Baseball ground faithful to celebrate. That man to smile about. An even broader smile. Just waiting to make sure he wasn't offside. The flick on. Poor play by Richards. Allowing Simpson in. Simpson left-footed, bang. Sneak through, control with the right, scored with the left. Free kick for Wolves. Dealt too well with it so far in Derby. Those sort of set pieces and a great chance, and Richards it is. A rather unaccustomed position inside the penalty area and inside the 6-yard box. Quite a bit of help arriving behind him. But took the forwards way out. Now he's a defender. And right-footed, plants it past Russell Holt. Wolves very keen to get on with the action. Chance of giving it to David Kelly. It was wide open, but Richards took it instead. Pretty free kick right into the heart of the box. There's Richards again! Well, he doesn't score many goals for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Leaves it to the likes of Goodman and Kelly and Ball. But Dean Richards scores his second of the game. A quick punch for joy. And again, it was almost like the conga line, the way the Wolves and Derby players mixed in the wall and moved across. And there was Richards to head home.
A 3-0 defeat at Burnley followed. Time and chances were running out for the Rams. A supreme effort was called for and produced against high-flying Tranmere.
Pembridge. And it's there. Mark Pembridge opens the scoring in 31 minutes. But Williams gets it for Derby. Mills to Gabbiadini. We've got a charge on here. Simpson wants it. This is Mills. And Mills scores. And Paul Williams. Wassell for Derby. And Derby breaking there in numbers. Offside flag not there. And Pembridge score. It's there. Gabbiadini. And he's 5.
One point from a scoreless draw at West Brom wasn't enough to keep our playoff hopes alive, so it was with nothing more than pride at stake that we faced Southend for the last game of the season at the baseball ground. The last game indeed, that the ground as we've known it for so long will see. An emotional occasion. The Rams travelled to a 2-1 defeat at Watford on the season's last day without Roy McFarland. Fate had decreed that his best efforts should not raise the Rams to the heights to which the board and supporters aspire. Just as a new baseball ground is now rising on the 100-year-old foundations of the old, whoever may be McFarland's successor must know that here at Derby there's a secure basis on which to build for the future.